welcome to physical preparation 4 on 4. Darren's there in the background. Good morning, Darren. Good morning, everybody. We're just going to give it a few moments just to make sure everybody can hear us. Good morning, James. Can everybody can hear us and can log on? I'm very aware that people are now starting to coach and get out there and do more physical activity, which is great. We will let you know a couple of times that these presentations will be on Athletics Hub. Sunny and windy Suffolk. Sunny and not windy North Devon. It will be on Athletics Hub. There is a bit of a pause at the moment. We are waiting for the Trunk is Key to be uploaded. So if anybody missed that, it will be coming. So yeah, we are looking to get that one up and running. So we'll just give it a minute or so, Darren, before we get going. While some more attendees are just checking in, I can see there. And then we can get going. Please, haven't seen the presentation yet, but yeah, bear in mind we've got internet. Oh, please don't do the technical bit, Darren. We do hope. Good morning, Joe. Hi. Yeah, we just hope that the technical gurus are out there and praying in our direction. So yeah, we're all there. We're up and running. Are we ready to go, do you think? We'll have a go. Okay, so good morning to you all. This is the 4th of 4 physical preparation, although we are going to have one further, which is a wash up, if you like, pulling it all together, which will be a snapshot of all 4. That will be in a fortnight's time. So you might want to start thinking ahead to any other questions. Good morning, Sylvia. About anything else that you might want to talk to us about. I think at this stage I should be also thanking Laura, Amy and Harriet, who have worked really hard in helping me put these videos together. And this Thursday, was Harriet's and Amy's last session with me until Christmas, as Harriet is off to university and Amy is returning to university, and Laura, being a psychologist in the health sector, will be staying around to help me with my athletes, which is great. Okay, so here we are. Screen 1 of 4. Multiple movement. This comes into, I think what you need to just remember here, that muscles can't push. Okay. So going back to the fundamentals, we've gone through this a number of times, and I do hope it's now pretty much sunken in. We talk about triple extension, triple flexation, center of mass, base of support, range of movement. You move from double to single, you lunge backwards and forwards, you push and pull with a band, brace, front plank, hinge, land, jump, drop. So all of those are fundamental to movement. But as you'll see moving forward, that when we start to talk about multiple movements, that these are still key. Okay. So think about the physical versus technical. Your athletes are physical, perhaps as coaches you were technical, but you've got to bring it all together. And in the widest sense, high speed running, it doesn't matter whether you're coming from ultra, trail, track, doesn't matter. But in the widest sense, physical competence to compete, you need physical competence to compete the technical movement. You need to understand the exercise to select the right quantities and qualities, and the athlete must have the physical competency to do the technical elements, and in that order. Okay, and the one bit that we put in a number of times before now, the athlete earns the right to move the program forward. Okay, and the coach must check that and must be understanding of that. In my view, this isn't, and I think you should also be aware here that although I'm a consultant for England Athletics, I'm by no means an employee, so lots of this is Mark's view. But in my view, progress is competency-based and not time-driven. You should never exceed the current capabilities of your athletes. It's quite, oh, I'd love them to be able to do this, but they're not quite ready. And I will show you examples of that in some videos, providing we can get them to play coming up. You've got to do some planning, some serious planning, and I'm planning now for my next 6-week section for my athletes when they come back from their little break. And if you don't plan, yeah, in my view, you are planning to fail. The idea is you wish to create, or should be to create, a robust athlete. And if we move into this general preparation phase, if that is where you are, that's what you are trying to do, to create a robust athlete that will come out in competition phase in 2021 with all guns blazing. And let's hope we have a competition phase in 2021. So if we talk about robustness, there you go. And this is a super compensation model, bit graphy, but I think it shows it very well. On the left hand side, you have a super compensation graph. So basically, I hope you can see the colors. Green where training was too hard, blue when training was correct, and red where training was too easy. And you see they all start from the same point, but the fatigue section varies greatly, and then the adaptation section is what you're looking for, because then you can move on to the next section. So you start, you recover, you adapt, you move on. One of the you can see there a little key that I put in there from a training stimulus point of view, that in section A, the training stimulus was too soon. In section B, it was on time, because it's nice point on the graph. In C, it was too late, it was too easy. And it's very difficult. You need to know your athlete. You need, in my view, and I think there's quite a bit of science around there, is the between high intensity sessions, 48 hours is roughly the right amount of recovery stroke adaptation, so that you can then move on. And maybe you need to start thinking about what you might be doing between the high intensity sessions, or even start identifying what you consider a high intensity session to be. On the right, you've got the nasty injury word. So you can see where you wish to be, the frequency, the state, because if you go too hard, too high, you are going to end up with an injured athlete. Quite often you see people going away on training camps, especially, be it, well, you could go to Portugal perhaps, or even in the UK or wherever, they throw the bucket at it, and you end up with a lot of broken athletes by the end of it. So just think very carefully when you're planning, when you are looking to see, and you're planning, plan for your individual athletes. Think of them as individuals. It doesn't matter whether you've got 20 or 30 of them, they are individuals. So there is our model of robustness, of what we are trying to achieve at the end of this program. Okay, and you might start considering also recovery strategies within this area of, well, what should I do within that 48-hour period? Should I go for an easy run? Should I go for a swim? Should I get on the bike? What should I wear? Did you wear compression socks after the run to help your circulation? Did you take protein in whatever format it was within 20 minutes? Did you think about hydrotherapy, standing in a stream, standing in the sea if you're close to the seas, standing in a bucket of water? Note, not ice water. Ice water is for injury. Cold moving water is far better at the temperature of your average fridge-ish. So there we go, with a bit of robustness. That's what I think we should be trying to achieve. Now, the next slide is moving us into the multiple movement category. No real apologies for the multiple words on it, so we'll keep the screen up there. You can take a screenshot if you like. We'll talk it through. So the theory of multiple movement. Basically, go to the very bottom. It's used at all stages of development from novice to elite. Okay, so I'll read it for you if you like, and I'll try and do it properly. Over the past 30 years, the use of jumps, and we should intersect their throws, in training has become an established as a key element in the development of athlete ability. Jumping and throwing develops and reinforces triple extension, a forceful movement evident in all athletic events involving the three joints, hip, knee, ankle, and if you think of the upper body, we went through that as well. When a counter movement, typically a downward followed by an upward, is added, it's called a plyometric activity. Don't get scared by the word plyometric activity. Just think of a downward followed by an upward, or an in followed by an out. Learning to jump and throw skillfully offers the potential to improve balance, coordination, speed, and power, and can be considered as a preparation for plyometric training. Now that's good, a preparation for plyometric training. Jump training and throws training is thus an essential tool for track and field coaches that can be used with athletes of all stages of development, from novice to elite. And I hope that you will see in the videos, Dan, get your mat out, I hope they work, that you can see that we take them through some stages. Everybody okay with that? Are we okay to move on? He said, coughing. Right, okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about some movement pyramids, and I will show you a pyramid, show you some movements, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so the first movement pyramid we're going to look at is a multi-throws pyramid. Right, so look at the base of the pyramid, don't go to the sexy stuff at the top. Look at the base of the pyramid and think what we showed you in the trunk is key, and some of the movements that were there. Okay, in this program we've been through squat patterns, lunge patterns, diagonals, shoulder stability and control. Then we've moved up a level. I've shown you with my lovely ladies standing throws, single leg, kneeling, half kneeling. We moved up to slams and chops, multi-directional. I haven't gone to the next level, which is throws with jumps or sprints, but as you'll see in the following pyramid, that we're sort of getting there. Now, I haven't shown it to you because the athletes I've been working with aren't ready. They're not ready to move on. So I would be breaking my own rules by showing you pictures of them failing because they're not ready. And we're certainly not ready for high intensity extension throws. But on the other hand, they're not far off it, actually. So yeah, that's pretty good. So let's see. Let's look at throws. Bit of a pregnant pause there, sorry about that. So let's have a look at throws. Okay, now this is the throw section that you would have seen last time. But what I'd like you to do is now to look at this in conjunction with that pyramid and see where they sit. So we'll go through it again and just see where they sit. Listen to the contact time of that ball between the first contact and the next contact. And if you moved higher up the pyramid, you would need to have a much faster contact to get the multiple throws in. But that maybe would work with slams rather than the throws into the air. In your own time. So again, see the pause there, pause, we want to be quicker. If you were going to go to the top of the pyramid, that reaction time we want to be quicker. Why isn't Amy doing that? She's not ready. That's fine. That's a little bit quicker. You can see it's a little bit quicker. It's a little bit more intense. Try with your athletes maybe 20 seconds of those and see what reaction you get. They'll be blowing.
Okay.
We will have a chance to show some of these again at the end, I hope. Now. So again, we would say I would line the balls up and say, Amy, quick, more, faster. But at the moment, I want the exact shape, the right shape. Gonna miss these guys when they go to university, huh? But they'll be back. So again, I keep going back. Here we go with a slam. Look, and you see where that was on the pyramid of throws? And it's virtually now I worked that in a partner. I was the partner. So throw the ball back, slam again. Throw the ball back, slam again. Harriet's cheating. She's got a ball that doesn't bounce well, so it comes back at her anyway. Remember we talked about types of medicine ball as well? Reactive throw balls. Look at the reaction time of the ball to the throw there, and it's faster. It's faster. That's what we want to see.
Now.
Ready, go.
Immediately on return, you want the throw. And you'll see that very evident when we talk about multiple movements with feet. Will I please show the pyramid of throw slide again? Yes. Who was that? Mark. Yeah, definitely. Not a problem. Faster, faster, faster. Only, though, faster when you can complete the movement technically correctly. There we go. Okay, so there are my ladies, bless them, doing multiple throws. I'm now going to try and go back one slide. There you go. There's the throws pyramid, Mark. So you can see now where I hope those throws fit in with that pyramid. No, we haven't done all of it. I've only got so much time to put these together, and I am only going to go where my athletes are technically competent to move. But you see they were quite happy with multiple force throws, with absorption and generation, with part throws, wall throws, slams, multiple directional. I haven't gone to the next stage, but you'll see in the jumps pyramid that will show you where we're getting that way. Are you okay with that then, Mark? I hope that's all right for you. We're going to move down now. So we've looked at the throws. So the next pyramid is multiple jumps. So look at the bottom pattern and the things that we covered in 1, 2, and 3 definitely, and some of the other. Let's start with presentation squat patterns. And remember that first fundamental page, double leg to single leg, lunge patterns, and work with drills. Now, they are the underpinning movements. If you don't get those underpinning movements absolutely technically correct, and he says, using a bit of a pun, drilled into your athletes, you're not going to move to the next stage. They'll never be able to do it. Okay, so we would then move to counter movement jumps, jumps to box, single hops, standing, pogo jumps. Those of you of an age will remember what pogo sticks used to be like, just bouncing up and down on the spot. Bunny hops. Now, I'm going to say that I have seen videos put up by people who have got a fairly high qualification of athletes doing bunny hops, and they're calling it a plyometric exercise, and I worry greatly about what I'm seeing because the pause factor between each jump is too long. Contact time is critical. You could say what is the contact time, and I could say 0.2 to 0.25 of a second, but that really does depend on what you're doing. I think what you need to do is watch Amy when we do some work in a minute with the video, and you will see what I'm talking about. You can then move up to obstacle. So we've got hurdle jumps, which is difficult, box to box, and steps. Now that's where my ladies, I've stopped them. They're not ready. I do have some a little bit of video of somebody else doing some bounding, which will help you see that, and I'm certainly not going to go to shock training. Okay, we all okay with that pyramid? So I've got 3 videos to show you now. We'll do them separately, and then if you want to, we've got Darren has very cleverly managed to get me a joined up version, and this is a 2-man show. Without Darren, this stuff just won't work. I'm not technically good enough. So we are now going to go to multiple jumps, and you will get the chance to see these again, so I'll try and talk you through them as we go. So multiple jumps.
When you are.
Watch the foot contact time of Amy skipping. We want tall, we want glutes. Jump and stick.
Whatever you want.
Hop. Look at the recycling of energy through the trail leg.
Okay.
Using the other leg. Bad photography, Mark. Is this absolutely correct? It needs to be a bit quicker, Amy, and that is quicker. If you don't recycle the end, look, little hurdles, bang, 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 bang. That's quite much better. And a stuck at the end. And look at the forward rotation now. So that will give you an idea of what we were asking Amy to do. Do we need to see that particular video again? Are we okay? Yes, please, says James. Okay, we go again. So what are we looking at? We're looking at foot contact time, triple extension, triple flexation. See where you can pull them together. Don't pull Amy apart, because actually most people can't do what she's just done.
When you are.
That's the foot contact time we're looking for. In sprinting, it's a lot quicker.
We like that. Whenever you want.
You can tell by Amy's clothing, it was a horrible evening.
Okay. Go.
Stick. Double contact, really. We want single contact. Brilliant. Okay, so there's Amy. Now we're going to move on to our next slide, which is multiple box jumps. And again, only taking it to where my athletes can do it. I won't mute the sound so you can have a giggle at us getting it right and getting it wrong, because this is not elite.
2, 1, now. You jumped when I told you not to. You sit.
Right.
Now.
So jumping to a box, squat. How high is that box? 40 centimeters, maybe a bit more. Look at the extension. All we're asking is jump, squat, stick, stand. And then jump on the box. So there's the pogo, if you like. Look, pogo. And you can practice the pogo before.
Out.
From the box. Stability is key. Center mass, base of support.
Go.
There you go, bringing it together. It's too slow. We know it's too slow, but we're getting the movement right before we progress it. So actually it's not too slow at all, it's what it is at the moment. But to produce the power, it has to be faster. Now look, bang. Did you see the movement, the speed of movement between the boxes? That's what you're looking for. Look at the foot contact time. Brilliant. And multiple jumps like that, or hits as they would be called, are key. Are we all right with that video, folks? Do we need to revisit that one, or are we all right to move to a final one? Sounds like we're good to go. Okay, so the next video is done by a professional athlete, and it shows you what you can do. I'm not convinced that actually he's that much better than some of mine guys. It's just doing it in a different format. Okay, so let's have a go. And this is more generation of power. Excuse me. So here we go. Now jump to a box, speed, agility, balance. Quite good to get guys to jump into a pit. It's a good landing platform. There's the bunnies. They're not that much better. Further, definitely, but good. Single leg hops, recycle of energy, starting to go into a bound. There's the speed. There's the speed on the bound. Hurdles, normal. You saw Amy working out over mini hurdles. There are bigger hurdles. Do we want to see that one again? I'll tell you what we'll do. We will play a sequence of them all together, and you can see them in sequence. Darren, get your prayer mat out. Let's see whether this works. So this is a sequence of all of it put together.
When you are.
To start to look at the progressions, how we've joined it up, the foot contact time, what goes well, what doesn't go quite so well, why doesn't it go quite so well?
We like that. Whenever you want. Okay. Go.
Maybe one day we can have you all down at my little club and we can do this for real. Huh. Not in groups of 6, we won't.
Right.
See the double foot contact?
2, 1, now. You jumped when I told you not to. You sit. Now. Now. Out. Go.
In a minute, you'll see that actually when Harriet jumps to the second box,
Go.
Laura doesn't. That's because Laura is not ready. Without all the wind and noise. There we go, folks. Video's done. I hope that's okay. We move back to our presentation. So there's the multiple jump pyramid, and you can see where they worked our way through the multiple jump pyramid. So in a summary of the whole of this program, really, physical competency, stability, its center of mass, base of support, control through the range of movement. Larger the movement, the more difficult it is. Trunk control is essential. We go back to physical prep 3, where the trunk is key. You need to pin the fundamental movements to go even to start to go up those pyramids. But your athlete earns the right to progress. A little bit of reading for you. If you're into books, don't buy books just because they're there, but the Donald Chu's book has got lots of good diagrammatic and testing pyramids in it, if you'd like to have a look at that. Healthy Intelligent Training, which is based on Arthur Lydiard's principles, written by Mr. Livingstone, is a good book. And the guru, Mr. Tudor Bomper's Periodization for Sports, is a cracker. Darren and I will try and field any questions that you have. We're happy to try to. I say try to because it's a bit of a minefield, this one. So when you're ready, Darren. Do you think we've answered them all? That's it. What frequency will you use for these jumps? Are they included in the running session, or is it single? Okay, I pretty much understand what you're asking, Sylvia. It depends on the number of contacts or hits. That's the number of times that the foot hits the floor. So basically, I would say I have used these in warm-up with not too many hits. So what's not too many hits? I would say 50 hits would be a reasonable start point, but for your juniors or for people who haven't done this, 25 might be enough. They will hurt. Okay. I've also done sessions where these are standalone with more of a gym based set, and done more of them, but we then need to run those sessions out. So yeah, you can use the frequency wherever you like. It's the intensity that you need to be aware of, Sylvia. I think I've answered that one, Lawrence. Yeah, of course you can use. Can you use jump? I think what you should use as part of a warm-up, everybody should use as part of a warm-up, is skips. Look at Amy skipping. Yeah, so you go from double foot to single foot, high knee, straight leg. All of those is part of a warm-up. That is quite intense, but yes, you can use them as part of a warm-up, providing your athlete is warmed up, ready to do the jump. Approximately how much of the theory content of the physical prep course has been covered in the last 4 webinars? Most of it, James, I would say. Most of it, he says, as a tutor. The bit that I haven't been able to do is to put you in a sports hall type environment with an athlete and get you to start jumping, throwing, etc., planking. So from a theory point of view, I think we pretty much covered it. Unfortunately, it doesn't count, if you like, from your coach development yet, but you'll have to fight that argument. I can't. Brilliant, James. Good. Nice to see you again, sir. Can we use this process for under 11s, under 13s, under 15s? I'm a junior coach working with children. PS, I'm only 18 at the moment. Hello, Holly. I think what you need to think of, Holly, is two sections here. Something called LTAD, long-term athlete development, i.e. what part of the ladder are your athletes on. You can have an under 15 boy who is shaving and an under 15 boy that looks like an under 11 boy. Also, how long have they been training, i.e. how many years, months, weeks have they been training, and what is their physical capability. So yes, you can. It's what you ask them to do. And it's where you would start. And I'd start with skipping, I would start with hopping, and just take it from there as they move and hurry slowly. Your age is irrelevant, Holly. It's your coaching knowledge, and the fact that you're here is good. We will have a further Saturday morning. Hello. How important is it to be able to do a box jump relatively early? Depends on what you mean by relatively early, I guess. I think it is a key component. And when I do physical prep as a tutor, quite often I'm just left with a gym bench and to just jump to the bench. It's the movement that is key. But if you think of a good skipping movement, it's a box jump without a box. A bunny hop is a box jump without a box. So, but teaching somebody to jump to a box is good. Now, I'm going to give somebody else a plug here. If you dig out Rob Thickpenny, he has just put a video of one of his rugby athletes doing repetitive box jumps, and they're good. They jump to a box, they squat, and it's repetitive. What you saw Harriet doing was jumping to a box and squatting. She wasn't doing it repetitively. She can, I know she can, because we've done it before, but it is really tiring. So be very careful on how many you put up there and how many jumps you ask them to do. But yeah, relatively early, you can teach it. Would you do a few jumps in the warm-up prior to an interval session? Well, yeah, I do skipping and things, but yeah, jumps. But you need to be warm to do the jumps. It's part of the drills. It's a drill process, Lawrence, I would say. Do you have any other webinars in the pipeline after the 5th one of the series? Cool. Blimey, you want your cake and eat it, James, don't you? Yes. Darren and I are talking of such things. And yes, we are, but we need to put a little bit of a break in because it doesn't take just 5 minutes to put these together. So we have got some ideas coming, and we're looking at probably doing the 5th and then having 3 to 4 weeks before we bring you another presentation. I'm not telling you what it is. You're going to have to wait for a minute. It doesn't mean to say we don't know what it is, but we're getting there. Box jump question was thinking more about access to equipment. Is skipping, etc., a good substitute? Skipping is a great place to start. I would always start with it. Box jumping, access to equipment. I got my boxes made for me by a local engineering firm. You might have a good carpenter chap or somebody in your network. You don't have to buy plyometric boxes. The wooden box that you saw was made for me. Cost a few quid. We see that you have done more courses with, we see that you have done more courses with you and be repeating them soon, please. Am I reading that wrongly? You can see all the webinars we have done on the hub, with the exception of the trunk is key, but that's coming. So you can go back and see the whole Let's Start With series, and it started with Let's Start With Conditioning, I think. So there's probably about 8 or 9 of them out there, so you can then go through them. If you would like us to repeat one live, that's doable. Although you might want to look at what's on the hub first before you ask us which one you would like us to do. I hope that answered your question, Holly. While we're looking, just to see if there's any questions to mop up with, I would like to thank Darren, Amy, Harriet, Laura, all of the other athletes that have contributed to this series. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure. It's been a nice Saturday morning, and we will have, a further Saturday morning in a fortnight's time to bring it all together. And then our further presentations will also fill the Saturday morning slot, because I believe it works. So thank you for your time today. I hope you found it useful, and we've bounced around, and we didn't use the plyometric word too much. Yeah, so we hope that you found it useful, and that you've gone and used it. Please go and use it. Holly, sorry, meant to say with you instead of you. We will look on the hub and the way we can. You can definitely contact me for personal help. You can, Darren will stick up my email in a minute, embrace@englandathletics.org. If you want to email me, you're very, very welcome. There is the Southwest Endurance Network. If you want to contact me personally, there it is. That's where you can get hold of me. If you want to structure anything a little bit more, then that's fine. I'm more than happy to help you if I can, and I'm sure we'll sort something out. Okay, as Darren says, it's a wrap. We've done it. There we are. There's all four. So we'll have a conclusion, bringing it all together in 2 weeks' time. Your comments and feedback are vital. Do feedback to not only us, but Spencer Duval, who is the lead for endurance, because that does really help. So yeah, all good. Take care. Have a lovely weekend, and we will see you in a fortnight's time.